We grow spiritually primarily by the ministry of prayer and the word. Primarily. There are other auxiliary support systems, two of them basically. In fact, the standard procedure for spiritual growth in scripture is prayer, the word, fellowship, and service. These four. A believer cannot grow outside of these four provisions. Maybe you need to write it down so you don't forget. Believers only grow in this kingdom based on their interaction with these four dimensions. Generally speaking, the ministry of prayer, number one. The ministry of the word, scripture, number two. The ministry of fellowship, whether fellowship with God and fellowship with the brethren, corporate fellowship, the community lifestyle. And then number four, service. That means you can know as a believer whether you are growing or not by checking whether you are actively engaging in these four dimensions. If prayer is not working in your life, you are not growing. If you are not growing in the understanding of scripture, you are not growing. Number three, if you have been around for a long time and there is no part of your Christian experience that is dedicated towards service, then there is a dimension of growth you are not experiencing. And finally, fellowship. We have fellowship with God and with men. If you have fellowship with God alone, you are still not growing. Are we together now? Yes. I was glad when they said unto me, come, let us go to the house of the Lord. Why am I teaching you all of these things? Because you see, as you begin to grow spiritually, it's important for you to not just act out of faith alone, but your faith must grow into trust. That means you have come to a point where you know the workings. You should know why you are growing. Are we together now? They shouldn't just say, why are you growing? And you say, well, I'm in koinonia and they feed me well spiritually. That is true, but that's not accurate enough. You should be able to mentor people. That means I should be able to hand over a believer that just got born again. And I say, Sam, train this person. You shouldn't ask me, what should I do? It's an insult to your training. Are we together now? If someone is handed over to you now and say, please, pastor or prophet or brother or whoever you are, mentor this person. You should not sit down and then you are just lost and wondering, okay, what do I do now? Do you pray? No. You already know. The boundaries of growth are prayer, the word, fellowship, and service. That's it. Any other thing outside of these four jurisdictions is a total waste of time. It will not contribute to your growth.